Okay, I'm going to call to order this Thursday, March 3rd, 2022 meeting of Springfield Historical Commission. And hopefully we won't have too many of these remote, although I think we're going to do the hybrid live and remote, maybe potentially moving forward. However, in order to enable municipal government to continue its important work during the COVID-19 pandemic while assuring both city employees and citizens can satisfy CDC social distancing guidelines, City of Springfield is providing public notice that it will conduct a public hearing using remote technology. Copies of said petitions, text, and maps may be requested by email or phone. Email should be directed to the Office of Planning and Economic Development at aallen@springfieldcityhall.com. or by calling 413-787-6020. There you can view the public hearing on Focus Springfield Community TV website. Public comment will be taken in two segments. The first public comment period takes place prior to the meeting discussion. Second public comment period will take place after the meeting, will remain open for 24 hours after the meeting. To provide public comment in writing, mail Springfield Historic Commission, 70 Tapley Street, Springfield, Massachusetts 01104, or email aallen@springfieldcityhall.com. And to provide for public comment by voicemail, the number is 413-750-3223. Messages received will be played at the Historical Commission hearing or at the continued hearing date. All commenters should state their name, address, and company or affiliate or organizational affiliation in addition to the items their comments pertain to. Voice messages received 24 hours before the hearing. We put it to the record during the public hearing, and comments after the meeting will be entered into the continued date for the hearing. Voice messages are limited to 2 minutes. To request a reasonable accommodation or language service, please call 413-787-0020. Okay, let's see what we have here. We have commissioners. Anybody else join us? Commissioners Vincent Walsh, Thomas Belton, William Duquette, Brian McFarland, and Walter Kroll are present in this meeting. We have a quorum. And for those of you who, I think everybody here has been experienced with us already, we are a quorum of the commission, not a quorum of those present. So for anything to pass, we need 4 yes votes. So even though there's 5 of us here, we still need 4 yeses for something to pass. That's always the case. And please, give your name and your address for the record when we're discussing your application. Okay. Was there a question? Any questions? No? Okay. Okay, the first of our continued hearings is 92 Ferglade, and I have an email relative to that. And it says, Al Bollier will not be able to attend the March 3rd meeting. Can you please reschedule for 30 days? So the petitioner has requested a 30-day extension of the application deadline, and it has been accepted by Allen. So we're just going to move that to the next meeting. Next is 33 Cherryvale, which is an application for certificate of appropriateness to install solar panels, inverter, and all the other odds and ends to the back roof of the house at 33 Cherryvale Ave. Conduits will run on the back west side of the house. Meter will be installed on the west side of the house. Okay. I think, who's here for that? Zach, are you here for that one?
Yes, as well as the homeowner, David.
Oh, David's right there too. Okay. Okay, has there been any changes in the application or anything else you'd like to update us on the installation or the plan?
No changes.
Okay. Now, what was the last thing we were talking about there? We were just, okay, where are the notes? I know we were talking about where it was going to be. So we kind of covered everything, I think, in the last meeting. The conduit would be able to be painted to match the house. And I know that meter was going to have to be, just update me, Zach. Pull me back into this here. Okay.
Yeah, I might have shared some pictures with you
Yeah,
all.
it's gonna be up from the street, closer to the street on the right side of the house, correct? But it looked like there
Yes.
was already some, some kind of vegetation there that might make it less visible.
Correct.
Yeah, I think we covered everything. Any commissioners have any questions of the petitioner or the contractor here? Well, hearing none, and the petitioner has nothing else to add. Okay, hearing none, I entertain a motion to accept the application for certificate of appropriateness at 33 Cherryvale Avenue to install solar panels as submitted.
So moved.
Second.
Second, thank you. The motion's been made and seconded. Is there any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, let me call the roll call vote. Commissioner McFarland,
Yes.
Commissioner Duquette,
Yes.
Commissioner Belton,
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh is yes, Commissioner Kroll.
Yes.
Okay,
And just for clarification, is it advised that we paint the conduit or is it mandatory?
that's a good question. I would suggest that it's certainly advisable. Whenever it can be done. It doesn't have to be done. If you install next week, it doesn't have to be done next week. But if it's just whatever makes it minimally visible is kind of. But we just voted to go ahead, so you're all set.
Okay. All right. Thank you, commissioners. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Hi, this is David Champy. I'm online audio.
Oh, we just approved that was the one we just approved, right?
Yes.
Yeah, David, we
Oh,
just
okay.
approved it. You're all set.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you,
Okay.
gentlemen.
You're welcome, David.
Have a good day.
Take care.
Okay. Next is 46 Oxford Street, which is an application for certificate of hardship to remove the rear chimney, to blow the roof line and cover with new roofing. And I thought there were two things on this application.
There's two separate applications for the same.
That's what it was. There it is, right where it was the first time. Okay, two separate applications for 46 Oxford. Who's here? Paul, Margaret's here, right?
Right, I'm here.
Okay, Margaret. Let's deal with one at a time. Application for certificate of hardship to remove the rear chimney below the roof line. Is there anything you would like to add to that?
No?
No, you're all set. Are there any questions any commissioners might have about the removal of that chimney?
No.
Okay, hearing none. Was there any public commentary?
No, we haven't received any commentary for this
Okay,
particular.
I will entertain a motion to accept the application for certificate of hardship at 46 Oxford Street to remove the rear chimney to below the roof line and cover with new roofing.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, thank you.
Second.
Okay, seconded. Any discussion on that motion? Hearing none, what we call the roll call vote. Commissioner Duquette,
Yes.
Commissioner Belton,
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh, yes. Commissioner Kroll,
Yes.
Commissioner McFarland.
Yes.
Okay, that's been approved for the removal of the roof.
The chimney.
Chimney. You're not gonna get rid of the roof.
I mean, removal of the chimney, thanks you. Removal of the roof. You can remove the roof, but make sure you leave that chimney there. No, sorry about that.
No fault.
I throw those out. They catch me every time when I make that bad of it. At least it's humorous. The second is an application for certificate of hardship also to. All right, it was the conduit pipes during the heat pump inside unit covered with brown aluminum, looked like a drain conduit. Is there anything to add for that, Mrs. Martin?
No, it's the same.
Okay. On the sidewall near the front of the house, visible to the street, a metal conduit the size, shape, and color of a downspout from the rain gutters nearby. These conduits, that one on side, will end at a point where they enter the room on the second floor. Hardship because the external conduit is the only practical way to install the system, and there is a modest rendering here of where that conduit would be. So nothing to add. Mrs. Martin has nothing to add. Any commissioners have any questions? Well, hearing none, I would entertain a motion to accept the application for a certificate of hardship at 46 Oxford Street to install the conduit for the pipe serving the heat pump unit covered with brown aluminum to look like drain conduit.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any discussion on that? Hold on, bear with me for a second. I just got to make a notation here before I take a vote. Okay. No discussion? Okay, let me call the vote. Commissioner Belton,
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh is yes. Commissioner Kroll,
Yes.
Commissioner McFarland,
Yes.
and Commissioner Duquette.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Mrs. Martin, you're all set. With your two applications, you can now remove your chimney, but keep the roof.
All right, we'll do that.
Okay,
Thank you. Thank you all.
you're welcome. Mrs. Martin.
Thank you.
All right, now we're moving to a couple of new public hearings, and just for those or you are new, if you haven't had one of these. Whoops, what's this one? Requesting, oops. This is another request for a 30-day extension. Okay. So there's no one here representing 400 Maple Street?
She was having trouble connecting.
Okay.
Do we want to take this item out of order?
Well, I'm just, what was does she want it pushed out? I mean, this pushes it out, can push it out to the next meeting. But if she's going to be on, or if she's trying to get on, we can either extend it for her. Was there a reason she was pushing it out, Julissa?
She was away, so she was prepared to be in this meeting, but she's been having trouble connecting.
Okay.
So.
All right, well, why don't I just leave it here and we'll get back to it. So if I don't get back to it in a minute, somebody tell me.
Could you try to find just call in and not connect with the video maybe?
That's what I suggested.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
Yeah. All right, let's skip that. We'll go to the application for certificate of appropriateness at 266, 268 Bridge Street. For some storefront renovations, remove tile from storefront walkway, pour concrete, add new light fixtures, entryway removed. Now, just if this is Jeanette on with us? Let's see, reading real quick. Yes, Jeanette Enriquez. This always takes two steps now that we will hear this. Then we can't vote on it tonight. We have to continue it to the next meeting. I usually say at the beginning of the meeting, but I didn't today. So all I'd like you to do is just kind of explain what your project is going to be.
So there's multiple projects because the building itself has been abandoned for a couple of years now. So.
Yeah, I don't know if we can turn your cell. I don't know. I have my volume up quite a bit, but I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time as well.
Yeah, I'm going to speak louder. How about now?
That would be great.
Yell at us.
Believe me, don't hesitate to speak up with us.
Yell at us.
I'm not screaming at you guys. I'm just speaking loud.
All right, that's better.
That's better.
So the property needs multiple projects because the property has been abandoned and pretty much been damaged and neglected for the last couple years. And so one of the storefronts needs new lighting. I don't think it doesn't work. It's just exposed wires. The tiles is to the entry have been broken. So there's like pieces of tiles, so it's not safe. There's an old sign that says Mansfield Beauty School. So the building was the Springfield Beauty School. It's the first Springfield school. And so it has an old light box sign on it as well that has to be removed because it's a safety hazard. It's loose. It's rusty. I also want to paint the door just because the paint has chipped and there's been feces and urine on the door. So I just wanted to clean it up. A lot of the homeless have been gathering in that area. So again, a safety and liability issue and just very dirty.
Okay. So you're proposing, hold on, let me get back to the right page. Now, so I'm looking at the picture, the current picture of the front. Now you have the first two fronts are the ones you're talking about, right?
Yes.
So you have the brick with a window, and I see the Mansfield Beauty sign, which is not historically appropriate anyways, probably for the property. So I already can tell you I have no problem with that going away.
Yeah, I will be removing that. I was just getting an okay from you guys with that.
Yeah, and then you would be removing, let's see what else. I mean, if you go, just an FYI though, when you go to replace it with the sign, you have to come back to us specifically. We can't approve to just put a sign up, a new sign. When you have a new sign, you got to bring that in front of us again. That's a different thing. So even though we might, in this petition, we might take care of that, it doesn't cover putting a new sign up. Storefront door, remove the tiles. So the walk it's covered with a carpet now. Is that what it is? It has some kind of.
It had the carpet. Honestly, the carpet had feces on it and food, and
no, I know, but under that is not. Under that is right, and the tiles are there's no way to salvage there.
No, they're broken and there's missing pieces.
And missing and broken. Okay. Now the brick it's staying the same with the brick.
Yes.
Okay, and then you're going to. Now I'm just reading off here the faux burgundy shingles above. Yeah, I was talking to Alvin earlier about this. Now you're going to remove those, and if what's behind there is the same as what goes on in the building, are you going to try and your goal is to save those or to
Yes. So my goal is to preserve everything historical that I could preserve, because I do have an appreciation for history. Yeah. And so I do. The only thing is that the sign is attached to that and it's already broken and it's already been scratched off. And see, if you look at, I don't even think it's historical because I think it has glass underneath. And so that would be the historical. So they technically covered up the historical.
Right. I understand. I understand that. Yeah. So this is for, I'm just trying to separate the two storefronts in my mind here.
Complicated.
So you have, let me go back just to the 266. You want to paint the front door, which is remove the tiles. You don't have a picture of how badly deteriorated the tiles are, do you? It's okay if you don't. I'm just asking.
I can look. I just hope if I look, it's on my phone and I'm on my phone, so I don't want to.
No, don't, Jenna, don't worry about it. It's just something I was thinking about.
I did remove the rug because they had feces and urine on it.
Yeah, well, I understand why you don't want to keep that hanging around. Add new light fixture. Okay. The light fixtures we'd have to have something specific about light fixtures. Paint the door, remove the tiles, and just you have a concrete entryway. New light fixture, remove the projection sign, replace with the wall sign. burgundy shingles brick wall also be, above the brick wall be removed. Okay, so all I'm reading here is is mainly just right now, remove the main sign, remove the burgundy. You want to add a light and another sign, both of which would have to come separately before us. What the light would look like and what the sign would be, dimension and a rendering of what the sign will actually look like as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, Alvin, on that.
No, you're correct.
You know, the door color, I don't think we control the color of the door there. And
Well, in this district, you guys do control color, but
okay, well, you know, I'm fairly certain that Jeanette would be having an appropriate color. I can't.
I was gonna have like that gray, like a dark gray, or like that dark.
Well, all these other ones, I know these other ones are, the next one moving over, you want to go to the dark glass and new glass and new doors, correct?
Correct, sir. That's, yeah, it's a
Okay.
safety hazard right now, and I can't, so if we're on the second floor, we technically cannot open that door. So I
Yeah.
need to make sure
Let me just slide back to the 266 one again. Any commissioners have any questions of the petitioners for the 266 Bridge Street changes?
The door itself is gonna stay the same, you're just painting it?
I'm just painting it, yes, for now. Yes.
No, there's a picture. There's a picture. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, that type of tile, that's not the kind of tile I thought would be under that covering. Okay, no problem. And to the right and left of this, are you replacing that with what's, you know, where it says on the right side of that door, are you replacing that?
the
Where it says
sign,
Mansfield
Yeah.
Beauty School right there?
I'm gonna remove the sign.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't know what's under that though, so I don't know if I'm gonna have to if it's, I would have to probably paint it black again.
Yeah, so, but you're not doing any structural or visual changes to that plan. Nothing's planned.
Right
I mean, if you take that sign off and find you actually have to do some kind of structural work there, unfortunately, you do have to come back and tell us or ask us or whatever. So right now, it's paint that door, fix the floor right there. And take the big sign down and take the faux shingles off. Okay,
That door would be-
that's on 266. No questions from commissioners?
No.
And I'm just just for the commissioners to note, when we do get to a motion, that it does, that while she's put in here that in replace with a wall sign, we can't do that in one, you know, because we have to see the rendering of a wall sign before we can approve it. So Jeanette, I'm just saying that now so you know we can't, that has to be separate. I know I've said it once before. I just want to reiterate it. And if you take this stuff off and you find that you have to make other alterations that are going to be visible that are not replacement in kind, and you still have to come back and explain what you're going to do. So it sounds like to me on the 266, we're mainly going to be approving or not approving, or, you know, voting on the removal of the sign, the removal of the faux shingles, the painting of the door, and the repair, you know, re-concrete, you know, new concrete of the walkway in. All right, that covers 266. Now 268, it says complete alteration of the storefront to mimic the adjacent storefront at 270 Bridge Street with full glass panels and black aluminum trim. So I don't know if you want to throw that picture back up there, Alvin. There we go. All right. So now are you going to see, that's the kind of tile I was thinking might be under the other one, but it's not. Yeah, that mosaic kind of thing going on. Now, in this place where something's clearly been removed, are you going to be rebuilding? What was there, like a display case kind of thing?
Covering with, it's gonna be the same thing, but I'm not gonna.
Can't hear you. We didn't hear any of that.
display case there. I am gonna be replacing it. It may not be all glass. I'm not sure.
Okay,
I did talk to the factor about it, and he gave me like two different ways. It might be all glass or just enclose it all in without
Okay.
no glass.
okay. Well, unfortunately, we have to have details before we can give a yes or a no vote. We actually have to know exactly what you're going to do and what materials you're going to use. So if you're not sure, go ahead, Jeanette. Sorry.
Two options, either glass or just metal, but I just didn't know what was going to be accepted. That's it. So, I mean, if glass is accepted, that's glass. It would be the same thing as 270. It would look exactly the same.
Okay, except it's much thinner. Oh, I see this picture I'm looking at in my file here. It looks like it has little display cases. So you potentially may restore those display cases and just have them glass, all new glass, black glass around that entryway. Okay, we're having trouble hearing you again.
Yes.
Okay, any petitioners have questions for Jeanette on the 268 Bridge Street entryway? Okay. I don't know that I have enough information to send this one to a vote anyways next, so we're going to need more information before next week, I think. I mean, 2 weeks. Let me just reread this again. Complete alteration of storefront to mimic adjacent storefront, 270 Bridge Street with full glass panels and black aluminum trim. Actually, I guess we probably could, but then if you decided or something happened that you changed it to not want to do it that way. So since we don't vote tonight anyways, Jeanette, I think we have a feel for what you want to do on the two fronts. And is there anything else you'd like to add? No? Okay. Now, do you get a feel for what I'm going to need, what we're going to need in relative to, I mean, this mimic the adjacent storefront with full glass panels and black aluminum trim. I think that might be enough of information for us to vote on it, but if it doesn't happen, that we got to know exactly, if something happens where it's not going to be exactly mimicking the next door neighbor, then you would have to come and tell us again. But we're not voting for 2 weeks, so that gives you some time, because if you can come back and say, yes, it is going to be exactly mimicked the way I wrote it in this application, then we can vote on it. If it is not going to be, then that one item, the 268, we would have to continue it again until you give us, specifics of material and what it's going to look like and what it's going to be made out of. But is there any?
Enriquez, I'm sorry, not to cut you off, Commissioner Walsh. Ms. Enriquez, can you get your contractor on the call by any chance? I can't hear you.
But I just sent over the proofs, remember? I sent it over from the soft.
Yes, I forward the information that you sent, but again, if there's any specific questions the commission may have, or technical questions, can you get potentially your contractor on the Zoom call?
I can't so if we get a meeting earlier.
I still can't hear you.
No, I can't understand her at all.
They're closed. They're not open until they're open from 8 to 4:30. So if we have a meeting early, then they'll be able to join. But they're a glass store and they're not open at this time. They're open before 5 o'clock. So if we have a meeting before 5, then I can probably get them on the call.
Well, we won't be doing that.
Jeanette, typically if you inquire with your vendors, because we consistently have vendors that have normal hours during the day, but usually the salesperson or one of the managers will come on at night if as a customer to help you out and answer questions. So you might just want to maybe try and ask them.
Yeah, and I think we have enough information to move in one direction. Now, at one point you said you didn't know if it was going to be if you were gonna, did you say enclose it? Like a straight across thing as opposed to having it to be an entryway?
No, I was gonna enclose it and not even add glass, like it was just gonna be all metal all the way around. That's what I was thinking, depending on what gets approved, but I'd rather it look very similar to 270.
Okay. All right, well, let me just recap this again for the commissioners. But I mean, I'm going to call for a motion to vote to continue to the next meeting anyways, because there'll be no specific vote on these items tonight. But so for the first one, the 266, paint the front door, remove the tiles and walkway and pour new concrete. Add a light fixture, well, not add a light fixture because we'd have to see that. So do the floor to concrete, remove the projection sign and replace with a wall sign, which we can't do that. So just remove the projection sign and then remove the faux burgundy shingles above the brick. And then the second one is to complete the alterations to mimic the adjacent storefront, which would be black aluminum and glass. Okay. Any other commissioners have any questions? Okay, then I entertain a motion to continue the application for certificate of appropriateness at 266, 268 Bridge Street to the March 17th meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any discussion on that motion? Okay, then we'll call the roll on it. Commissioner Walsh says yes. Commissioner Walter Kroll,
Yes.
Commissioner Brian McFarland,
Yes.
Commissioner William Duquette,
Yes.
and Commissioner Tom Belton.
Yes.
Okay. So those have been continued for 2 weeks. If there's any other, if you find that your very specific change is going to be made, make sure you get any of that information to Alvin. And we'll see you in 2 weeks. Thank you. Okay, do we have someone here for the? Cheryl Diet, oh, there you are. You are here. Okay, good. This is
technical difficulties. I'm finally here.
Okay, excellent.
Good job.
Okay, well, just let me do a couple notations here and I'll be back with you. Okay, this is, have you ever done one of these petitions with us, Cheryl?
Yes.
Okay, it sounds familiar. Actually, I thought that we did this one at the last one, so I'm not sure why we're new. But 400, this is an application for certificate of appropriateness, 400 Maple Street, adding a gazebo to the left side of the property, height 14 feet in diameter 10 feet. Materials consist of marble with a wrought iron top, similar style to the wrought iron around the upper windows of the home. Wow. Okay. That's fairly straightforward, but anything you'd like to tell us and add, jump right in right now.
Nothing particular other than it is, it kind of fits the diameter of the area. It's not out of, size wise, it looks appropriate for that area that it'll be going in.
Yeah. And is it that exact? I have a picture here. Is that a rendering or is it that exact?
No, that's the exact one that's being made.
Wow. And do we have, Alvin, do we have any
Sorry?
property pictures where, any renderings of where it's going to go?
There is a map.
I'm going.
A GIS map of the property and sort of it shows the approximate location of the gazebo.
All right, well, I'm looking through all this. I just haven't got there yet.
If you're looking at the application, it should be I believe, the second page.
Oh, I was looking for an actual picture with a render, not where I see you do have a little gazebo location there. Any commissioners have any questions to Cheryl? Hearing none. I don't have any. I think that's That's a heck of a gazebo. Wow. Okay. So all I can just entertain a motion to continue the application until the meeting on the 17th to allow for public commentary.
So moved.
Okay, thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Tom. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, let me call the roll call vote. Commissioner Kroll,
Yes.
Commissioner McFarland, Commissioner Duquette,
Yes.
Commissioner Belton,
Yes.
and Commissioner Walsh is yes. All right, Cheryl, we're continued to the meeting on the 17th. We will have a final vote or a
Okay,
vote.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Commissioner Walsh, I know you guys just took the vote, but I just want to show you, just with a Google Street View, the
That's
400.
what I was hoping was in there, but I don't really have an issue with it, but go ahead, throw it up there for us.
All right, give me one second. All right, you guys can see here
No?
at the intersection of Mill and Maple, coming up Maple. It's pretty well tree lined. This is a
Yep.
curb cut going into our property. So again, it's you can kind of see, but it's, you really have to kind of be snooping to really see into the property.
Mhm.
Here's another entrance.
Yeah,
And again, the gazebo would be somewhere on the west side of the property.
okay.
So I think just having that line of bushes, shrubs, whatever vegetation is there, it make it probably minimally visible.
Well, it's certainly minimally visible, although it's a shame. I don't know if I'd want it to be minimally visible. Beautiful. Either way, okay, that one's moving. Now, what else do we have here? We have, all right, discussion on the guidelines for new construction. Now, Alvin sent us a lot of information on that. I certainly didn't have enough time to go through it all to begin a discussion tonight on it. I think that we should maybe prepare to give some time in the next meeting for that. So if we put that on, continue it on the other matters, unless somebody really wants to go at it right now. I'd like to have it. I think a couple of weeks is reasonable amount of time. We just got to do a little bit of homework so we have some things to talk about and see if we can move that new construction guidelines forward. Is that okay with everybody?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Okay, that leaves our infamous attorney. Or
First,
just
let the record to reflect that this is a cream soda, not a beer.
yeah, were you on when I did mine to make sure?
Oh, no.
Wasn't
Like
a beer?
compare notes. You and Vinny compare
Yeah.
notes about how
Yeah.
you're not drinking alcohol. You have-
I can't make the promise for the next meeting though, on the 17th. I can't make that promise.
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah.
can still make the promise, but at least
Yeah.
there's a good reason for all good people of who
So
are Irish on the 17th.
Yeah, exactly. Despite my last name, I'm a little bit Irish, but
Everybody's Irish on the 17th.
of course. I drafted the rough drafts, and I sent them by to attorney Billy Cullinan to review. Because he's a litigation guy. Yeah, and so it should be ready to file by next meeting. I'll send the final draft to you guys to review if you'd like to, and then
I'd like to see it if it was possible.
Yeah, so I'll have that available for next meeting, and then we can just go ahead and file the next day.
Okay.
If you guys are okay with it, obviously. So
Any questions? Anybody have questions for Attorney Shuchuk? I'm not hearing any, so I guess it's okay.
sounds good.
Okay, is there any other matter properly before the commission? Anything else anybody wants to throw out there while we're here? Oh, okay.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Is this a record historic commission meeting length?
If I called for a motion to adjourn right now, could be a record. Yeah, I think we're about 3 minutes under the record right now, or we set it by about 3 minutes. Shall I call for a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
All right, you can unrecord that. And thank you, everybody.